See, like when she goes to work, I'll say what she does, but I'm not going to put her name out there. She don't want people to know who she is and what she's doing. But she works at a strip club, and you know, she'll have me go in there. She'll give me maybe $5 on once, and what it is we boost our dancers, like our women, while they're on stage. They don't know who we are. To everybody else, we're a normal customer, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, your boyfriends or husbands.
Right. We'll go in. We'll go up there. They'll do like they would do with anybody else. Put the dollar up there. We draw attention to them. And what that does is it gets more people to get up, come over, and tip them. So our old ladies are actually bringing home more money at the end of the night than.
Some men might get jealous about like them doing that for other men. Some men think that's kind of a turn on. Like, ooh, like.
I mean, it don't really bother me. It's a job. Is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of
it pays the bills.
Some men it kind of turns on. Like, woo, why are you doing that?
I mean, it don't really bother me. I mean, I guess that's kind of weird because, like you said, you know, there are some men out there that'll be like, they'll go into the bar and like, get your hands off my woman.
Or some men like,
I'll go in there, I'll maybe get a beer once in a while and just sit there, tip, and then just play a video game on my phone. I mean, yeah, it looks a little funny. You walk in, you see a guy in a strip club, and he's sitting there playing a video game on his phone. Like, dude, why aren't you looking at the women? I tattooed so many. Well, the thing for me is I've tattooed so long that there's not a part of a human body I've never seen or tattooed or done piercings on. So after a while, you get kind of desensitized to seeing other people naked. So it really don't bother you anymore.
Yeah. The thing was, though, I can imagine that. You know, the husbands and the boyfriends come in. It's kind of like, it's kind of funny. I mean, they get like a discount or anything.
No, not really. The only thing we get really is free admission.
Free admission, yeah, okay.
We pay for our own drinks, but the only thing we do is we boost the, I guess you could say the attention to our women. You know.
Yeah, you want them to do well.
Yeah. If they do well, that means that we're happy. It means we've got food on the table, bills paid, you know, gas in the car, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I heard they could make up. I heard they can make like thousands of dollars a night.
It depends on what kind of day it is. Some days it'll be dead. Some days it'll be like so packed it's ridiculous. You can't even walk through there without knocking into somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So when you do this thing now, are you doing like, do you do garages or anything like that for your job? Like garage kind of work or whatever? Like.
No, it's all outside work.
It's all outside work.
When we do the foundation, we actually have ladders where we're climbing in and out of it. There's no top to it. There's no cover. So, I mean, if there's wind coming through, it hits you. I mean, if it's raining, you're right underneath it.
Okay, I'm going to take off your hat for a minute here. Now, you're foreman. Now, you've got to wear those hats, of course, mostly safety. Now, I guess those kind of more construction, serious jobs, like, or even road construction, I see a lot of the hats and stuff. Now, of course, you know, I've seen some people with houses. Sometimes they, like, wear hats, sometimes they don't. But, like your foreman comes, like how many foremans come at once? Like one or two or what?
We usually get one foreman per job. It just depends on how big the job is. A lot of times if it's a really big job like mansion size, we'll have maybe 2 crews out there and each crew always has a foreman. One foreman at least. Sometimes if there's not that much work, they'll put 2 foremans on the same job and you'll always have your acting foreman. The one that's always been there longest will be your acting foreman.
Yeah, like the assistant foreman or whatever, assistant manager.
Much, yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing was, they usually come. When they come, they're probably always wearing hats there on the site or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of us will actually take our hats off and just set them aside while we're working.
Really?
And just wear baseball hats. But when we get word the foreman's coming, we all scramble to grab our hard hats and put them on. I mean, yeah, it's safety regulation, but there's some of us that, you know, if it's a small job, you know, what's the need for a hard hat if we're just going to be setting up the panels, pouring the concrete, and leaving?
Yeah.
You know, there's not really much to hit you in the head with. Now, if it's a big job where we're lifting panels on top of panels,
hats go on.
That's when you want to have them.
Hats go on, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess you can't live your totally life in fear. I mean, you can't totally live your life. I mean, 99% of the time you'll be fine. Of course, you can't live your life in fear.
Right.
So, anyway. So what do you think of, so how's Middletown like to live in?
Everybody wants out of it. It's a dying city. AK Steel's trying to buy out most of the property around where I live. I live in areas that we dubbed the reservation.
I used to go to Lone Star quite a bit, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's down there on Ingles Corner. Not too far from that.
Town center, town.
Oh, you're talking about the town mall.
The town mall. I used to go to Lone Star.
Right
I used to go to Lone Star, yeah, by the Walmart, by town mall. I used to go to Lone Star a lot.
That's where we're at.
Oh, okay.
Where we're at is actually, we're right basically behind AK Steel. They're trying to buy out all that property. You know, they're tearing down houses. No new houses are going up. I mean, it's a dying city.
Oh, really?
There ain't nothing there.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're trying to upgrade the mall right there, or upgrade the mall now. You know, try to bring attraction to the city, but, you know, putting in some new buildings, some new stores, that's not going to cause a city to thrive. You know, you actually have to have enough business there and enough people living there for it to coincide. You know, to balance out the factor.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, that's good. Well, at least you got a nice job. Be thankful. You got a good job to, you know, do, you know.
Well, the way I look at it with the job, though, I mean, it's not guaranteed every day. I mean, there could be some days you go and there might not be any work. You know?
Now, have you ever been offered like a foreman job, or you've been offered like a management, like, you know, big job?
Couple of times, but
what's criteria that you had to be? Do you know what criteria
experience was? That is the biggest thing. If you have enough experience, that's what they hire you for. I mean, yeah, I was a foreman for a company called Gambrell Construction. You know, I've led crews, I've done line work, I was line lead at a couple other companies. But I mean, I've always been a laborer. It's what I'm best at, you know. I mean, I get paid good money to do it. I mean, there's been some jobs where I was a laborer and I got paid better than the foreman.
Wow.
Just because I knew what I was doing, and I got a higher grade paid because of my experience. And I told them, you know, I don't want to be a foreman. I don't want to lead a crew. I just want to be a laborer. I would like to pay of what I would get if I was a foreman because of the experience, what I know. I don't want to be a foreman. And they would do it.
Really?
Yeah.
You did not want to be a foreman.
No.
Just the thought of being in charge of everything. Like, foremen, they had to make up the schedules and everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be really, really tough.
Schedules, you got to make sure you got everything you need.
Because if people have families, they have kids and families, they got to go to parent conferences, teacher conferences, go to see the kids play. They got to go home. Their wife might be having surgery. I mean,
yeah.
You know.
Laborers, you get a little bit more leeway than you would as a foreman. I mean,
now,
if you got family members that get sick, as a laborer, you can say, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to take care of this."
Now, when you were expecting to be a father, I mean, of course, they put the women on maternity leave and stuff like that on their jobs. Now, were you guys getting any special treatment for dads to be when your kid would be born?
Not really. The only time we got was medical leave, just so we can be with our kids as they're born. But other than that, I mean, we stayed at work.
Did you go into the delivery room?
No.
No, you didn't go to really?
I was good on all that, you know. You know, helping produce the kid was fine enough for me, but going in and watching the kid come out, that's a killer right there.
Really?
There you are. Yep. And I mean, I deal with enough blood and stuff doing tattoos and piercings.
Because that was someone in my family. There was someone in my family. Well, he's old enough to be our father, but you know, he's 60. He's like in his early 60s now. But you know, he's got a 22-year-old son, and I think they still have that. Like, you know, so it was like the early 90s. He went into the with the video camera, went in there, I guess as he basically was coming out, was like videotaping delivery.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
You're like, no.
So, I mean, there's only so much you can handle seeing life.
I wonder if 22-year-old seen that video much since or whatever. Like, you ever seen you be born?
Yeah. I mean, my old lady, she's had pictures where she gave birth before, and to her, my stepdaughter, she's actually has another child from another man, and I mean, I raised her as my own.
Yeah.
You know, but when I actually stumbled upon them pictures, I'm like, you know, I'm good. You can take them, you can put them up, don't ever let me see them again.